Welcome to the Thunder Hour Podcast, hosted by Treh Hamilton and produced by Leif Dietrich.
Welcome back to Thunder Hour Podcast. This is Treh Hamilton alongside Leif Dietrich. We are super excited for this week's episode. Leif is back, finally. Shout out to his wonderful employer, Big Ham the Mover, who keeps this guy working all day, every day. Yeah, it's really great to be back in studio with you guys. Episode 4, and this is going to be a huge episode. We are really looking forward to it. I know Leif is very excited, as I am, because we got a lot to talk about. We had a big game in Woodstock that went extremely according to plan, I would say. Yeah. And we also have a super special guest star, which we probably have already teased with the introduction, logo, and picture. This week we'll be joined on Zoom by goaltender number 35, Matt Sagrott, who currently is leading the Western Ontario Super Hockey League in save percentage, goals against, and with a 2-0-0 record. Sags is a beauty. We can't wait to have him on. So that's kind of lining up this week. The Thunder play one game this week. It's going to be Friday night, October 20th in Dunnville. Yep. For those who are unfamiliar, Dunnville is just outside of Cayuga, so about an hour and 10 minutes from where we are now, about an hour and 30 minutes from Tillsonburg. So the Dunnville Aeros, brand new team, but we'll get into all that in a minute. Let's just open up with our basic introductions as usual. I'm Treh Hamilton. Go ahead and introduce yourself again, Leif. I mean, everybody knows me.
Leif Dietrich.
Yeah, lean in closer to the mic too, because people are not going to be able to hear you. This guy's so quiet. I have no voice because I was cheering at the game.
I was too.
And this guy still has a voice. So what does that say about who the true Thunder fans are here? I'm just kidding. So we're going to open from now on every show with a highlight package. So Woodstock Lakers hosting the Tillsonburg Thunder. Thunder come out on top 7-2, high-flying action. We had a fight. We had guys bowling guys into the cross-checking guys into the goaltenders. We had goaltenders acting crazy. We had Sags skating out to the blue line. We were egging him on, and Abraham throwing his weight around on the goaltender to stick up for his captain. And it was just a wild game. Thunder fans packed the building. Listen in the highlight package for how loud we were, because that building was rocking, and I promise you, there was no sea of red or Lakers fans anywhere to be found. There was 500 people there, and probably 200 were cheering for Tillsonburg, and those 200 people made a lot of noise. So anyway, we're going to jump to the highlight package. Enjoy. This is Tillsonburg Thunder Highlights brought to you by Domino's Pizza.
Still loose up front. No one's there, and this could be a breakaway. Rebry in all alone. Shot scores. Lakers sold out. They had a great opportunity. Sent it down. Here's a chance now. Coming in, Quoto shot, rebound, scores! Austin Forsythe following up on the play. And a good play there by Quoto, kind of a pass off the pad of Edwards. Miss-wing Titan and, notably, Tillsonburg Thunder. And out front, loose, and it does go in! Edwards was knocked over. Looks like Kane Gilgard got the last shot there. Over. Karingi's shot was blocked. And another breakaway. That one was offside. He got away with offside, and Rebry scores. And he barrels in Edwards, and Edwards is furious. Rebry was about a foot offside, scored, and barreled Edwards, and Justin Abraham just took a cheap shot at Ben Edwards. Ben Edwards skating away, and just Abraham came in and took a punch at Ben Edwards. And if Abraham's not kicked out of the game, that shot. Tries to get to who? Gets through. Who Keeps it in temporarily, but now it'll be sent down. Here comes McQueen. McQueen one-on-one on Flemington. Shot scores! There's that Jamie McQueen snapshot that he's known for. And he picks up the shorthanded goal. So great work by the Lakers there. Quoto out front, shot scores. And all the positive momentum goes away. Brendan Quoto and Kane Geldart catch the Lakers on a change, and it is 6-1. Back to Who dispossessed. Good play there. Here come the Thunder. Shot scores. Good individual effort by Sheldon Thompson. And it's now 7-1. Play to Barletta, and we got a fight with an unwitting participant. Aaron Hoju, who had kind of a grumpy game from the Thunder, but a good win for them, 7-2. First road win of the year. And the Lakers, unfortunately, still searching for their first win of the year. Real tough schedule to open the year. They get Elora next week, and Elora real grumpy after that game against Delhi tonight. They'll be looking for some sort of revenge.
Welcome back to Thunder Hour. That was our highlight package brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Thunder taking care of business in Woodstock to improve their record to 2-0-0 after absolutely pummeling the Woodstock Lakers, and a 7-2 final score, a game which went the way that a lot of us expected, as that's kind of where we're heading right now. We're going to talk about our score predictions, which ended up getting very close for myself and a little bit further away for Leif, but Leif predicted, what was your prediction, Leif?
My prediction was a 10-0 shutout, and unfortunately I was wrong.
Not far, though. Not far off. 10-0 and 7-2 aren't that far off, but you guys can rewind the episode and watch. Before I predicted the final score to be 8-2 Thunder was my prediction. I got it written down right here. I might even have to fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure on the last episode I predicted 8-2 Thunder, or it might have been 8-3. I can't 100% remember, but I know I was close. It was 7-2 final, so I'd say I take the cake for this week's prediction episode. This week's prediction segment. I definitely would say I probably guessed that one the best, but I mean, I think both of us, Leaf, expected that game to go the way it did, and there were people saying, well, don't hate on Woodstock, and we will give credit to Woodstock. That first period is the only credit we'll give them. But that first period, you could tell, I don't know if they listen to our podcast, because we're just two guys shooting a podcast in our basement about a local hockey team. But if they did, if Jeff Zare did use that as motivation, it worked, because they were tight checking, they were hitting hard, they were all over the place, but ultimately the Thunder's skill just took over the game. But that was a good first period, honestly. It was close. Like it was really tight. And the Thunder ended up getting 2 in the first period, and the Lakers would get 1 themselves. So opening the score for the Thunder, a guy I said in the last episode to watch out for. I hope you were watching out for him in Woodstock. Tillsburg Thunder captain Mr. Mike Redbury opened up the scoring.
Yes, he did.
Beautiful breakaway, snuck in behind the defense, caught Woodstock on a change, and roofed Daddy over Edwards' shoulder. Great shot. That's what Redbury does, right, Leaf? I mean, he's an animal. He's that's why he wears the C, right? He's able to go and do stuff like that. And then we had a very special goal scored by the Thunder. Austin Forsyth, the rookie from the Cambridge Redhawks, got his first goal in the WOSHL. Hopefully it's his first of many. But congratulations to Austin Forsyth. He was fast, dude. Yes. Like, he was all over the ice.
Yes, he really was. I really like his speed. He's a really good player.
Mm-hmm. You can tell he's got pedigree, and we're really excited to have him on the team. So congrats, Austin Forsyth. And then the Lakers would respond before the end of the period to make it 2-1. It was Lodi Ipili, who was flown down from Nunavut prior to the game, and he got his first career professional goal. So congratulations to Lodi. Obviously not a great penalty he took there at the end of the second, But I get it. He's standing up for his team. He wanted to take a shot at McQueen. You want to try to get under his skin. But ultimately, I mean, he scored a goal, so it is what it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
In the second period, the Thunder absolutely took over the game. I thought it was awesome. We had Kane Geldart, first of the season for Geldy, another really noticeable guy. Geldart struggled last year in the playoffs. Wasn't as noticeable. I think he was dealing with injuries. But so far this year, he's been exactly what you need on that third line. Like,
Exactly.
he's been a grinder. He's been that kind of guy, like what the Leafs had last year, and a guy like Sam Lafferty. Like he's not going to put up a ton of points, but he's going to get in there. He's going to hit. And when he has a good offensive game, you're really going to notice him. I thought he had a great game last game, honestly.
I agree. It's a pretty good game.
It was Geldart. And then Mike Redbury, again, a second breakaway. And that's where everything kind of exploded. Redbury snuck in behind the defense again. Again, I'm sorry, excuse my voice. It's still lost from cheering so hard. I'll try my best, so bear with me. Redbury sneaks in behind the defense, makes a beautiful move on Edwards, scores. After he scores, the Lakers defenseman, number 20, I don't know his name, it doesn't matter. He came in behind and cross-checked Redbury into the goaltender, Ben Edwards. It was a late hit. It was unnecessary. Well, I don't know what Edwards was thinking, but he snapped. He gets up. He hits Redbury in the back of the head. And then the brawl goes into the corner.
Yeah.
And then Justin Abraham, who, if any Thunder fan has met Justin Abraham, that is a big boy. Like, that's a whole turkey dinner.
Yeah.
That's not one side. That's not just the mashed potatoes. That's the whole turkey dinner.
Yeah.
Justin Abraham.
Yeah.
And he came over and said, okay, you want to hit my captain? Go ahead. And he laid a shot onto Edwards and basically just sat him down. He just hit him into the boards, said, get down. And what was interesting from both of our perspective is not one Laker, not one, stood up for their goaltender. Ben Edwards hit the deck. Nobody went after Abraham. And like I said, unless you want to eat a whole turkey dinner and be knocked out for a week, I get it. But still, if you're a new team and you're built by Jeff Zare around this grinder mentality, you got to stick up for your goaltender there.
You really do.
Like, what are you thinking? Like, honestly, like if anybody touches Sagrott, everybody on that Thunder team is right there. And it was just nowhere to be found from the Lakers. And I get it, new team, not new. I know they were at Plattsville last year, but you got to have somebody stand up for your goaltender, dude. And 20 was willing to run Redbury into the goaltender, so why don't, if you created that whole situation, number 20, why don't you go and stand up for your goaltender? Because even if it costs you a punch in the face or two, Justin Abraham being out of that game for the rest of the game could have swung the momentum. At that point, it was still a tight game. That was the fourth goal, so it's 4-1. Say you turn the momentum, you get in a fight with Abraham, the bench gets going, all of a sudden you score one, and it's a 4-2 game. And then who knows what happens. But the Thunder got into some penalty trouble after that once the game started to get a little bit more chippy, so to speak.
Yeah.
But Jamie McQueen, who was getting ripped on all game by Woodstock fans, commentators, everybody, he's off his game. He comes down the right wing side and just rips a seed right over the blocker, Ben Edwards. And from where we were sitting, perfect view.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the best shot in the league. I don't care what anybody says. You can't defend that shot. Goalie had time to see it. And, like, I'm a beer league goalie, so when guys come in and take a weak wrist shot, I'm probably going to let it in sometimes, right? But Ben Edwards is still a professional goaltender at this point, and he had no chance to stop that. Jamie McQueen, shorthanded goal, 5-1, and then the Thunder started to run away with it, Jump to the third period, Brandon Kudos to Brandon. I'm going to use that pun every single episode, Brandon. Just because it's funny, because that's kind of how we got to know how to pronounce your name, was through the phone company / saying kudos to you. And him and his partner in crime, the two best buddies. Brandon Kudo rips a beautiful shot, and his buddy Sheldon Thompson.
Oh my.
What a goal. Comes in, toe drag, undresses the defense, top shelf on Edwards. 7th goal of the game, and in the middle of that, Christian, I think his name is said Poilio, I'm pretty sure. I apologize, Christian, if I said your name wrong. He did get a second goal for the Lakers to make it 7-2, but it was too late. The Thunder took care of business. But that doesn't mean the Lakers didn't have a strong game in terms of putting shots on net, because these numbers, Leif, why don't you read those numbers from Sags?
Sagrott, 40 saves on 42 shots. The Lakers had 42 shots.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
952 save percentage on the game. That's a 944 save percentage for the season so far. 2 games, small sample size, but Sagrott has been lights out, and as I said, he's our guest today, so we get to ask him in person, over Zoom, not in person literally, but for us it'll be as close to in person as we'll get till we get to Dunnville, about his performance. But yeah, 40 saves, 42 shots. Sagrott was lights out. You gotta love that, Leif. I mean, we say it over and over again, and you guys can say whatever you want about how we love off Sags too much. Well, when you're putting up a 944 save percentage in this league, then maybe somebody will talk about you too. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree.
Sags, heck of a game, and I mean he's the Sags we always wanted to see in net this year, and with Romano, I call him that because of his Facebook name, but with Raymond being out for probably the next couple months, Sags is going to get 99% of the workload, right? And Andre was there. He can play. He's a good goaltender, but he's not available every game, so and just in terms of out of the 10 games before Jesse returns, it's probably going to be 9 of those are going to be started by Sags. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. But if there's anybody that can do it, it's Sags. I mean, he plays hockey every day of the week. So, what's another 42 shots against from Dunnville? Who says, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
So I'll zoom us ahead to our 3 stars to the game. Leif, why don't you go ahead, give us the 3 stars, because my voice needs a break. Starting with the 3rd star.
Oh, the 3rd.
And then moving your way up to the 1st. Yes, sir.
Sorry for pronouncing anyone's name wrong in advance.
Forsyth.
I was going to say that one right, okay. So 3rd star, Austin Forsyth. 2nd star, Sagrott. 1st star, Redberry. Oh, wow. I screwed that up.
You said Redberry. That's all that counts. Mike knows his name. That's all that matters. As long as we don't mess up Redberry or Finley, I think those 2 veterans and those 2 legends of this team are going to appreciate it. But Rebs, heck of a game. Forsyth, again, congratulations, dude. Your first career Washel goal. It was great to see. Great follow-up play, banged in the rebound. I really enjoyed your game. Sags, as usual. I mean, we could have Sags on the top 3 stars pretty much every game.
Yeah.
But 40 saves on 42 shots. I mean, as I said, beer league goalies, those are numbers you have dreams about and you tell your kids about one day when in reality you letting 10 goals on 42 shots. But good for you, Sags. Great game. And Mike Redberry, captain of the Thunder, put his foot down, had a heck of a game. I was proud to see it because, as I said, that's why he wears the C. And anybody who knows about last year in the championship series, he hurt his eye against Stratford. He took a high stick, of course, by somebody who wears a bubble, as if that's a surprise, because, those fishbowl guys really know how to throw the high sticks. But anyway, high sticked him. Eye was messed up, and Rebs came back by game 4, and ultimately we did lose the series, but Rebs is a character guy. He's a stud, and this is why he wears the C. He came back from that eye injury. A lot of people didn't know if he'd ever play hockey again, and he's off to a hot start this season. He's shown why he wears the C. Pride of Western Michigan University. Go Broncos. Attaboy Mike Redberry. We're really proud to see it. That's your 3 stars of the game.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little talking point here on the drama and antics of the game. So when Tillsonburg was announced that their rivals were Delhi and Petrolia, I understood.
Yeah.
Petrolia historically is a rival of the Thunder.
Yeah.
Delhi is 15 minutes down Highway 3.
Yeah.
It's a geographical rival, and Delhi looks good this year. Actually, Andrew Rogers' power rankings actually have Delhi, who just beat Elora, who has 2 NHL players on their team, former. They just beat them on the weekend, so he fairly, I do agree, has Delhi ranked 2 and Tillsburg ranked 3 on his rankings. And when we meet, I don't know if we're going to see any more of the 18 goal totals that we saw last year, because Delhi seems to have really improved on and off the ice. Even without adding a lot of guys. But anyway, that's sidetracking from the point.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed that the Lakers were not listed as a rival, not because I wanted to beat the crap out of them an extra couple of times every year.
Would be fun.
Jeff. Anyway, but there's a rivalry here. And whether the Lakers are on the Thunder's level or not, because right now they're not. It's just, they're not. But the geographical rivalry and the way that the 2 teams play on the ice, the styles match up so well. The trash talk, the banter from the fan base, and once Jeff Zaire gets this thing organized and in place, and once the people of Woodstock start to actually appreciate men's hockey because they love the vets, they'll pack that building for a random Friday night against Tavistock. You can't find a damn parking spot. Once they start to appreciate the Lakers the way they appreciate the vets, I think that this is going to be a historic rivalry in this league. Okay. And I think why I'm saying that is because this first game showed that this is legitimately a big rivalry, Leif.
I agree.
Like, it was crazy from the start, from the drop of the puck. Physical, like a lot of open ice hitting, a lot of guys scared to create in space because of those high physical players. And, you know, it was chippy. There were a lot of scrums after the whistle, and it never really crossed the line too much. There were a couple times, like I said, when you cheap shot Redbury into your goaltender and start a big brawl, come on. There's no place for that in this league. We're above that. And when Ipili came out of the box and he got a penalty for spearing, I don't know about that. I saw what happened. He came up behind McQueen. He stuck his stick in his legs and tripped him while McQueen was skating off the ice after the buzzer. Is that a spearing penalty? No, but it's stupid. It's pointless, and that's the best player on the Thunder. That's going to get called every single time. Yeah. Just stupid little things like that, but that doesn't make the Thunder perfect either, right? Yeah. It's just saying that this is going to be a rivalry for a long time, so I hope the league, whether they look to expand the scheduling, whether they look to, you know, add more games, whatever it is, I think that Woodstock at one point needs to be a rival of this team.
I agree.
Like, fully, because that was a crazy game, like, right from the start.
It really was.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. They need to play more than 2 games this year.
100%, dude. The next Thunder matchup against the Lakers is in Tillsonburg at the Thunderdome. That phrase is coined by Mike Hawley. Shout out, Mike. The Thunderdome, I like it. A.K.A. Tillsonburg Memorial Arena.
No, Thunderdome.
I like it better. Thunderdome.
I like it.
We're going with the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Sorry to every other team that plays there, but every team that plays in Tillsonburg just so happens to be Storm-related. Tornadoes, Twisters. Who else do we got? So we got the Tornadoes. I think the Twisters are the girls' hockey team. No. The Twisters are the Ringette organization, and sorry, what are they called? The Lightning. The Lightning is the girls' hockey team. So there you go. It's all Storm related, so we'll call it the Thunderdome. It'll stick with that. December 23rd, puck drop, 7:35 in Tillsonburg. 7:30, call it. That's going to be Lakers' next and final game against the Thunder because they ain't making the playoffs, and we ain't going to see them in the playoffs even if they do, unless we get the 1 seed and they get the 8 seed. Sorry, but I'm just going to say it straight out. That team is not making the playoffs. Not a bad hockey team, but I think there's 10 teams that are better than them in this league. But yeah, December 23rd, early Christmas present for all of us. Jeff Sayers Lakers come to Tillsonburg at the Thunderdome. Can't wait. Woo! Let's go Thunder. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
let's go Thunder.
There you go. He timed it up pretty good. So, Thunder move on from this game with a 2-0-0 record. Sagrott playing well, as I said. Kudo, McQueen, Thompson, best line in the league right now. Except those 3 guys out patrol are doing good things. But I just, from watching, I'm a homer. I have to be a homer. This is the Thunder Hour podcast. This is not the Washel podcast. If you want those non-homer opinions, go see Roger's podcast. He does a good job. He's on YouTube. You can find it there. But this is, if you're a Thunder fan or if you're just a fan of the league and you like our stupid opinions, come and watch it because we're not going to sugarcoat anything. 2-0-0, and now the Thunder make their first ever road trip to Dunnville to take on the brand new expansion Aeros. So let's line it up for you as best we can. The Dunnville Aeros are 1-2-0. So they open the season with a very surprising win in Tilbury, 6-3 at Tilbury. That was very impressive. I know Tilbury's kind of a different squad. And by the way, you're going to notice a little bit of a pattern here with the scores, which is kind of funny. So maybe I know where to go with my score prediction. Tilbury loses 6-3 to Dunnville. Hard-fought game from both sides. Tilbury didn't have their full squad. And Dunnville was fired up. It was their first ever game in the league. Yeah. I think they did a great job. Yeah. 6-3. And the second game of the season against the defending champions of the league. So obviously, you know, Jamie Petrie puts together a good crop of guys every year. They lost to Stratford on home ice 6-3. Stratford only winning 6-3. It's the first game of the season, excuse me. Yeah. But at the same time, good hard-fought game from Dunnville. 6-3 loss. Take it. Like I said, it's against the defending champs. Yeah. And then the third game of the season, they, as I said, have played 3. Thunder have only played 2. They just played the Alveston Killer Bees in Alveston, and they lost 6-3. So 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, win, loss. They are 1-2-0. Not a bad start, though, from Dunnville, Leaf. I mean, when you look at that schedule, that's 2 of the best teams in the league back-to-back, and they won 1 and lost 1. And then obviously tough game against Elvinston, who's gotten a lot better this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've been in every single game for a new team. That's not bad.
Yeah, I agree. That's not bad at all, especially for a new team.
Yep, no history. A lot of Junior C guys. And like I said, they beat Tilbury in the first game of the year, and that's something that us Thunder fans got to do 4 times in the playoffs last year after they beat us 3 in a row. So,
True.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what to expect because it's a new team, and there are a lot of Junior C guys, like I said. Can they mold? Can they mesh together? I'm not 100% sure. I want to see a good game, but, I mean, you just never know what to expect in this league, right? Like, we all knew what to expect on Saturday, but that's a whole different story. We love just crapping on the Lakers for fun. It gets them going. But for Dunnville, we got 3 players to watch.
Never seen Dunnville play.
Nope.
Please tell me these players.
Okay, let's tell you these players, Leif. Matt Rugerok, or Rugerok. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, Matt.
That's a cool last name.
I know, that is a good last name.
That is
I like it.
cool
By the way,
last name.
Aeros jerseys look fresh. I might even buy one this year because they are fire. Like, I like that color combination. I know everybody, oh well, you know, black, red, and white, and with a little bit of yellow. No. They're sharp jerseys. Check them out. The logo looks good. Go to I'm trying to think. So you can go through the Aeros website itself. So that's gonna be Dunnville Aeros or Dunnville Hockey. I'm not 100% sure what the website is, but just Google Dunnville Aeros. In there you'll find the team store page, which is gonna take you to VMF. You can do the same thing with the Tillsonburg Thunder, by the way. If you're a Thunder fan, go to the Thunder homepage on Google. Go to the team store. It will bring you to VMF, who does an amazing job with the jerseys. So far, what I've seen, the jerseys look great. T-shirts, hats, jackets, winter coats, blankets, anything you could think of. Toques for the winter. Excuse me. Yeah. Let's get on VMF and check it out. Just go to your favorite team homepage, and then it will redirect you, or you could just look up VMF Sportswear independently, your own on Google, and it will also bring you to all the Washel pages, and you can just go right from there. But anyway, shout out to the Aeros for looking sharp. Back to Matt Rugerok. He has 3 goals in 3 games. Good start to the season, and he seems like an important player to watch. So looking forward to seeing him. And then he has a counterpart who has assisted on 3 of those goals. His name's Landon Miner. Also another player to watch. 3 assists in 3 games. And then Matt Schmaltz has 2 goals and 1 assist in those 3 games. So that's kind of the 3 guys. I looked over the highlights and looked over the score sheets. Those are the 3 guys you want to look out for. If you're a Thunder fan, you're going to be on the road or watching live on Sporfy. Those are your 3 guys to watch: Rugerok, Miner, and Schmaltz. And in net for the Aeros, we're not 100% sure if it's going to be him starting, but Jesse Schueman is the goaltender, their perceived starter. We'll see how things go. Yeah. Jesse Schueman, as I said, in net. Seems like a pretty solid goaltender. A lot of local guys, like I said. These guys are all from that Caledonia, Dunnville, Cayuga area. And we'll see what they can do. A lot of them played in the Mudcats organization, a historic organization in Junior C. And we'll see what they can do because, as I said, this is not Junior C. This is a lot higher level of hockey. So good luck to them. We're looking forward to coming down to Dunnville. Him and I will be making the road trip. Always judge an arena based on its fries. If it's an early morning tournament, it's coffee, but we're going 7:30, so no coffee. Yeah. You want to have fries, you want to have a side, and you want to make sure that whatever drink you're getting is ice cold. That's how you always judge an arena, but the fries are always the first thing. By the way, Woodstock, work on those fries, man. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Like, we're not just crapping on Woodstock here. We're just saying the fries were bad, okay? Okay? The product on the ice was pretty good. The fries were bad. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to making the road trip down to Dunnville. We'll see how that goes. I'm really excited. I know you are too. It's about an hour and a half, as I said, from Tillsonburg, but it should be really fun. I'm looking forward to the whole thing. And then we're going to flip over to Tillsonburg. So the Thunder are going to come into this game, and this is not a surprise to anybody or a secret. Everybody knows that's going to be watching this. You guys are Thunder fans. Share it with people who aren't Thunder fans so they can become Thunder fans. That's kind of our goal here. Great. Thunder opened the season with the home opener at home. I don't know why I said home opener at home. Obviously, cliche. Against the Petrolia Squires. They won 5-3. Exciting game. Like that was really engaging for season opener. Like you just never know in this league, right? A lot of these guys work jobs. They might not have time to get on the ice as much. That game was crisp, smooth. Petrolia came in having already played I believe they'd already played 2 or 3 games before that.
So, yeah.
And they had 2, that was their 3rd game. And
right.
so they already had an early season test, and Tilsonburg took care of business 5-3. And then last Saturday in Woodstock, we don't need to repeat the final score. Everybody's well aware, 7-2 for the Thunder. So that gives us the 2-0 record.
Yep.
And we're heading into a game where, you know what, this is what we talked about in the season opening episode. So if you haven't watched, or if you're new to the podcast, go back on our YouTube channel, watch the first 3 episodes before this. We have some exciting interviews. We have lots of good content. And our season opening episode, we talked about the Thunder's first month, and we were hoping that this is what we hoped. Hard-fought game against Petrolia, but ultimately the Thunder come out on top. Yes, that happened. Go in and beat the crap out of Woodstock. Yes, that happened.
Yeah.
We said with Dunnville, new team, you have to go in and show them what an established team in this league looks like. And this is yet to be determined, because what we predicted is that Tilsonburg would go on the road and fall to Tilbury the following week. So we gave them a 3-1 record in the first month. I don't know if that's still going to stand true. I don't know if Tilbury's the team they were last year. I know that they have a lot of returning guys, and they have a couple guys they signed this year that look good.
Yep.
But we'll see. We're 2 for 2 so far. As I said, the game against the Squires, hard fought, ultimately came out on top, beat the crap out of Woodstock. What you need to do, because Dunnville's going to be a hard team to face, because they're young. A lot of them have played together for a lot of years, and they got nothing to lose, right? They're a brand new team. They already have a win under their belt. They're not like Delhi, last year, fighting. They already have a win. They could be 500 if they beat the Thunder this next game, and Tilsonburg could fall to 2-1. They'd be right behind Tilsonburg, right? So with the possibility and the knowledge that anything could happen on any given day, this is a huge game for Tilsonburg. This is a huge game for the boys in Dunnville. So I'm looking really forward to this. But now we're going to make our score predictions, because initially I wasn't 100% sure on what to take. But with the whole 6-3 trend with Dunnville, I had to switch it up. I think the Thunder are going to come in. I think it's going to be close in the first period. I think the Thunder are going to do the same thing they did in Woodstock, pull away in the second. Yeah. I think Dunnville will get a couple to get back in there. But I'm going with final score, Tilsonburg 7, Dunnville 3. That's Trey's final prediction score. And now we're going to pass it over to Mr. Yawner over here, who can't stay awake because he works 18 hours a day with, what's up, Big Ham Mover? Come on. Or Big Ham the Mover. Let's go, man. Shout out Mackie Moving, by the way. Best moving in the area. Sorry to your boss. I hope he doesn't watch this, but yeah, Mackie Moving, that's the way to go.
Don't comment on that matter. Anyway.
He's not allowed to. What's your score prediction, Leif, for Tilsonburg and Dunnville?
My score prediction, I'm going 8 Tilsonburg, and I'm going 2 Dunnville.
Okay.
Because, go Thunder.
Okay, so, interesting. Leif is kind of going the way I did with the Woodstock game, because you don't want to predict the shutout because you know it's not going to happen if you predict it.
Exactly.
Sorry, last episode, Sags, that Leif had to ruin the shutout. But yeah, so I got 7-3. I've got 7-3. Leif's got 8-2. Either way, we're seeing Thunder winning big. But honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if this was like a 4-3 game. It's one of those matchups, right? Tilsonburg's going a long way on the road. You got 3 lines. You got 2.5 pairs of defense.
Probably.
Who knows, right? As long as Sagrott's there, anything can happen.
We gotta.
Oh, I know. We're gonna talk about that one after. But yeah, so it's hard to say. It's hard to predict.
Watch for Tilsonburg. For those who don't know, who to watch for.
Well, I had to add a name to that list because I found something out today, and I'm really excited. Too bad Leif can't get the updated version of the notes, but it doesn't matter because he knows this guy better than I do. Players to watch for Tilsonburg. We're going with the usual suspect, Brandon Kudo. Oh my God, I already said it wrong.
It's
wow.
Kudo.
I know, Leif. Trust me.
No.
I see the C-U-O and I'm like, Quo.
Yeah.
Quo. But anyway, Brandon Kudo coming off a big game against Woodstock.
Or Quado.
I think it's Kudo. Trust me. He's a scary guy. You don't want to after that first game with that fight and he hit Biggers right in the jaw. Yeah, I'm not gonna say your name wrong ever again, Brandon.
I agree.
Second player to watch, Mitch Fitzmaurice. I said it right this time. I didn't say Mitz Fitzmaurice. Mitz. There we go. And then
there you go.
That's Thunder Hour for you, baby. In the basement.
He had a really good game.
He had a really good game. Fitzy's one of those guys where he can mix it up physically, but he also, he has OHL experience. Great hockey player, local boy. I'm looking for Fitzy. He usually comes up big in these kind of games. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then we got King Geldart as our third player to watch. Usually we just do 3 or 4 guys, but we're going to have to add a name. Geldy, great game in Woodstock. Goal and an assist. Mixed it up physically. He had his legs under him. I was really happy to watch him play. Shout out Geldy. Great job. Stop yawning, Leif, please and thank you. You're going to make me tired, and that's going to ruin the whole show.
Sorry.
Unless you're a Woodstock fan. The show's already been ruined. But anyway, Geldy, great game. I'm looking forward to him, see what he can bring to the table. Can he do this 2 games in a row? Is consistency an issue? I'm looking forward to seeing Geldy out there as long as he makes the trip. Once again, disclaimer, we don't know if all these guys are going to be playing. We don't get the lineup till you guys do, which is about half hour before the game. So,
yeah.
And then we got Jamie Forsland as a player to watch as well. Big defenseman, number 7. I've had him a player to watch the last couple of games because he's big, he's physical, he's all over the ice, long reach. He had a very active stick. Yep. And he plays a big role in that penalty kill. The Thunder penalty kill, just in case you didn't know, has been lights out this season so far. I've really enjoyed watching the penalty killing, which last year I wasn't a big fan of it because I'm sitting in the stands going, uh-oh. Yeah. Geldart, again, another guy who's a big part of that penalty killing. You got McQueen and Kudo, and then you got Geldy and Fitzy, and then on the back end you got Abraham and Forsland. Really good penalty killing unit. That's why I'm putting Jamie on here. He's a hardworking player. I really enjoy watching him, and we saw a little sneak peek in Game 1 of the offense. What a great shot that was against Petrolia. Ultimately, that was the GWG, if I'm not mistaken. That was the 4th goal of the game, and the final score was 5-3. So, game-winning goal, rip top shelf. Jamie Forsland, player to watch. And name has been added to the list. We have a former Woodstock Navy vet and Norwich Merchant. Scoring record in the PCJHL. MVP twice, I believe.
Twice player of the year.
Player of the year in the PCJHL. Making his Tulsaburg Thunder and professional hockey debut. We are really excited to see Kyle Baker make his debut. Let's have a little round of applause for Mr. Kyle Baker. Kyle's an exciting player. A lot of Thunder scouts and organizational people have been talking about how they're excited to see him play. And obviously he wasn't there for the first 2 games, but it looks like Kyle's going to be there for this game from what I'm hearing from the organization. So shout out to Baker. This could be awesome. I can't wait to see him play, Leif. You've seen him play more than I have. What are you looking from him for Kyle in his first game?
He's really, really offensive minded. You will see he will make a play no matter what, wherever he is on the ice. That's pretty much it. Like he's very talented, and he puts pucks in the net. He can feed you passes. It doesn't matter. I think he can kill penalties too. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen him play in 2 years.
Yeah, he hasn't been with the vets for a couple years, but
I don't know. But
yeah, he's a difference maker, right? And that's what the Thunder have done. Like, look at the guys they pulled from the vets organization, like Chris Knotts and Curtis Christo, and now Kyle Baker.
Crystal had a really good game.
Yeah, Curtis Christo, by the way, really good game at Woodstock. Shout out to you, Curtis. Very noticeable. I know it was exciting for you and Nodder to be back in your home stadium like that, where you played all those years of junior. I obviously wish Baker could have been there, but circumstances, it didn't work out. But yeah, Baker's an offensive guy. He's got the talent. He's got the skill. Let's see if he can keep up in this league because Junior C, Bill Ryan touched on it in his interview. Junior C in Ontario, a lot of it is individual game. So you have a team, and your 3rd and 4th line are gritty, grinders type of guys. You're going to get long shifts in the offensive zone, or you're going to have long shifts in your own end. Yeah. And but Baker's one of those first line guys, and you know the Western Ontario Super Hockey League is not an individual's game. No. Guys like Jamie McQueen that are superstars in this league, and guys like Denemy and even the guy we saw play in Woodstock, Kevin Hu. These guys that are superstars in this league, Brandon Buck out in Strathroy, and basically half of the freaking Stratford team. Shout out Jamie Petrie for that one, but this league is not single player centric. This is pro hockey. Yeah. You have to, just like a young guy going from the OHL or the WHL, you know, junior hockey to the NHL. Yeah. You see a lot of guys come up from college hockey to the NHL, and a lot of college hockey is not an individual game unless you're freaking Jack Eichel, who can be an individual. Yeah. Guys from junior hockey tend to struggle when they get to that pro game, and this is kind of like the comparison. The Junior C to Western Ontario Super Hockey League jump is similar to the OHL to NHL talent jump, right? And it's obviously on a way broader spectrum. Yeah. But we'll see how Baker does. I'm looking forward to it. I think he's going to be a good player. I think he's going to make a big difference out there. But it's going to be a lot of, can he adapt to that? It's not all about you in this circumstance, but if you make the right play and you're in the right spot, you're going to score goals and you're going to make a difference, right? Yeah. So we'll see if he can adapt to that. I'm looking forward to it. Kyle Baker, again, making his Western Ontario Super Hockey League debut. Hoping to see him on a line with Austin Forsyth, the other rookie, maybe centered by a veteran like Geldart, something like that, a grinder. Try to teach him the ropes. Even see a guy like Tops out there. Again, we don't know the lineup yet, but I definitely want to see Baker and Forsyth play together because they're young, fast, and they're both trying to learn this game, this Western Ontario Super Hockey League game. I want to see them play together. Maybe even get them on like a second power play unit or something like that, Leaf, honestly.
I agree.
I think it's going to be good. So, we're just going to talk about now our closing of the first half, introduction to the second half. This is going to be a one-part episode, as we always mention, even though it may be filmed on separate occasions, separate locations, doesn't matter. That was a great first half of Thunder Hour, and be sure to stay with us and join us for the second half of the show. We are so excited, I can't say it enough, to be joined alongside Matthew Sagrott, Big Matt, Sags, whatever you want to call him, 35, best goalie in the league, whatever you want to call him. Stick around for Thunder Hour, second half of episode 4, when we will be joined by goaltender Matt Sagrott. Let's roll the tape, and we will be right back after this. Welcome back to Thunder Hour. This is episode 4, and we are so happy that all of you could join us tonight. We are joined on Zoom by a very, very special guest, a guy that Leif and I look up to through and through, a guy who inspired us to be fans of the Thunder in the first place as 2 beer league scrub goaltenders. One of the best goalies I've ever seen play in person. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, goaltender number 35, Matt Sagrott. Welcome to the show, Sags.
Guys, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
It's an honor to have you on. Like I said, you've been a huge inspiration to both of us, Leif and I, and many other young Thunder fans out there. They're always banging on the glass. They want to come down and see you, and they want to be able to get pictures with you. I remember bringing that young kid Ethan down, and he'd ask for, I want to see Sags. So you're a superstar in Tillsonburg. Just talk to us about how that feeling is, just being a big part of the Thunder organization, Sags.
Well, honestly, just off of what you're going there, the guys in the room just really appreciate everything. It's pretty incredible to have a senior hockey team with this much fan base. To be honest with you, like going into Woodstock, that was pretty incredible. Like even coming in the dressing room in between periods, everyone's like, "Man, like this is awesome. Like we don't get this," and it doesn't go unnoticed, and the guys really appreciate it. I gotta say that.
For sure, that's awesome because that's what we aim to do, right? When we showed up, even Finn had mentioned it on his episode last week, on episode 3. He said Tillsonburg has always had a pretty sizable fan base, but they haven't had that person or people to get the crowd going, right, and get loud and get on their feet, and that was kind of the role we played when we showed up last year mid-season. We kind of got a read for things, and it was a big. Like we saw the student night against Stratford. It was like 600 people, all the kids there, but nobody was loud and cheering. And so Dad and I, that's when we went down and bought the drum at Long and McQuaid on the way to the playoff game. And ever since then, I mean, the drum's become a part of Thunder history now. And as I said, you guys noticed it, and I got thanks and appreciation from all you guys after the season when we went over and had our little get together. Everybody was super appreciative of that, and that's kind of what we do. We do it for you guys, right? I've been saying that the whole time, that we come out to support you guys, because for us, being in minor hockey and growing up, when the parents are there, and as much as everybody says hockey moms, like when your mom's loud and your dad's got his Timbs in his hand and he's cheering and stuff like that, that's the moments you remember, right? So for you guys to be men now and still playing at a very competitive level, we want to be able to show you guys that appreciation and show you that we, the fans, love the game, and we want to bring that energy, and we definitely had that Woodstock house rocking, dude.
Well, absolutely, and it's reciprocal, guys. Like the guys want to do it for you guys as well, as much as you guys want to do it for us. The guys want to do it back for you, so it's reciprocal for sure.
For sure, we feed off each other, right? Like as a unit, we want to do it to motivate you guys, and then you guys do it and show us that product on the ice, and then it motivates us to keep going, right? And that's a huge thing. So we're super happy to be part of that, and thanks, Sags, to yourself for showing us that appreciation and showing and speaking for your teammates on that. You guys notice it, and you guys care, and Thunder fans out there, get loud every home game. I promise you.
Anyway.
I'm doing the calls, so I can't really be screaming with the drum like I was in Woodstock, pissing everybody off. But I got some dirty stares. I still have no voice, but you know what? It was worth every second of it. So.
There we go.
Go ahead, Leif, shoot.
All right, Sags, I just want to say that you're a huge inspiration to me and Trey. I'm wondering, what age did you start playing goalie at?
So I didn't really start super early, but I was around 8 or 9. Okay. I actually started playing hockey as a forward and just was one of the worst players in the league. I just didn't have it. And then it's one of those things where you just cycle a goalie every game.
Oh yeah. It
was my turn in net, and I just was not as bad as a goalie as I was as a player.
Oh yeah.
And then never looked back.
8 or 9 years old. That's pretty much when most of us started, but obviously you got to a level that none of us could ever get to. So think about that. We were bad forwards, and we got put in net, and then you're still out here still playing. So like, was there anybody like when you were a little kid, like were you the kind of guy that like watched other goaltenders and was like, I want to be a goalie, or was it just something that, like you said, you kind of got thrown into it and you picked it up? Like,
I kind of got thrown into it, had a solid finish of that year when I was playing house league, and then immediately from house league I had an opportunity to play AA the next year, and then from AA to AAA, and then that's kind of the road it took.
That's awesome. That's exactly, the story that a lot of guys have, right? You start out, everybody's a forward and beginner, and then novice, Adam, like Tyke around there. That's when you get the cheap little pads the arena gives you in house league, and you try them on, and you're like, I like this a lot. So
I'm sure my parents didn't like that idea though.
Oh no, I know my dad still complains about it to this day, and I have to buy my own stuff. A kind of funny story about that too. Last year when I got back into goaltending, I went and that was one of the things that the guys at Source for Sports and stuff said to me, because they know us. We've been in town for years, and they said, hey, stings a little more when it's coming out of your wallet, eh, buddy? And I said, oh yeah, trust me, I know. I'm like, Dad, how did you do this for all those years? So shout out to all the hockey dads and moms out there that provide that opportunity for all of us. And goaltenders, you know what? It may be more expensive for us, but you guys like you prove it, Sags. At the end of the day, it's worth it, right? You're still doing it and you're still loving it. So
yeah, I'm gonna do it as long as I can.
Heck yeah, hopefully that's always in a black and gold jersey and not one in Stony Creek. So I'm just kidding. I had to throw that one in there.
You heard some rumors, eh?
Hey, you know what? ACH is great hockey, but you know what? I don't know if the 5 people in the crowd cheering are going to be bringing you the same energy that the 300 people saying "Let's go Thunder" bring you. But that's something that you're going to do when that decision comes up, right? And we want you because we want to win a damn championship. Let's be honest here, and I think that you're the key to do that with you and Razor and Net. You guys are the best goaltending tandem in the league. Like it's hands down. So it's a huge thing for us to be able to have you out here. And like I said, if that decision does come up one day and you decide to take it, just know that you're always welcome back here, and that we would welcome you with open arms. But let's focus on this year and let's go.
That's right. We're not going anywhere this year, so we'll 1 year at a time.
Hell yeah, that's how you have to do it in senior hockey, right? And we appreciate that, because that was definitely a scary thing for us, because in the off season of senior hockey, you just never know, right? Like what's going to happen game in, game out. You don't know who's going to be there. And last year you were a consistent guy. You showed up and you're making that longer drive from Stony Creek Mountain area, I'm pretty sure you said, right? And,
yep.
And like I know I spent 6 years of my life in Hamilton. I went to what was Barton Secondary School, now Nora Henderson Secondary, and so I know making that trip out here.
It's literally right across the street from me.
Yeah, you live. Okay, so you live up in that area. Yeah, I was up on Gage, and so I was like the Ottawa and Stone Church and Gage like area in that generic vicinity. Like if you know where Lincoln Alexander Public School is, in that area, it's kind of off the beaten path. But yeah, I lived right up by where you are, so.
Yeah, that's right in my neck of the woods.
Look at that. That's where it is. So I'm the second best goaltender in that neighborhood. I'm proud to take that title.
It's all yours.
Why don't you go ahead and shoot, man? You're up next.
You are off to an extremely red hot start this year. You have a .944 save percentage in 2 of your games. How do you plan on keeping this pace this year?
That's kind of the goal this year, is to keep it up. I know last year at Christmas time I was around the same spot, and then we kind of dipped a little bit at the end of the season. So we're trying to make the push to be we're trying to push for the top spot this year.
For sure.
So yeah, just you know, with Razor being away right now, so there might be a little bit of consistent play. So you know, just staying consistent is all it's going to take right now. You never know in senior hockey because lineups are so different every game. So you kind of just got to take it one game at a time and one shift at a time.
Yeah, for sure. Like we were saying that last year when you guys were in Tilbury for the semifinal, and I think it was game 3, I want to say, and we had like Greener and Queener playing on defense, and we're like, like you just never know, right? That's the thing. Like you have situations where some guys don't show up, and you know that the team Bill Ryan has put together the last couple of years, like if all your guys can show, you know you have the best team in the league, hands down. Like there's nobody that's going to be able to match us. Stack for talent wise, like I know we're the best team in the league. We got the best goalie in the league. So, but like you said, it's all about the consistency of the lineups, and you just never know. So I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right?
You got to account for it. It's senior hockey. You know, there's going to be games where where teams are short. It's the way of life, and you just can't use it as an excuse either because everyone goes through it. So it's part of the game.
For sure, and that's kind of the thing, right? You want to keep pace during the regular season. And then once the playoffs come, guys seem to be able to get a couple more sick days and stuff like that. Or you got Denemy out in Tilbury flying in from friggin' Quebec to come out because it's the love of the game, right? Yeah. So get through the regular season strong, and when we get to that postseason, kind of worry about it then, right? So
that's it. Well, it's important for us to get some of those early wins too, right? Because they get a lot tougher at the end of the season. So if we can manage to take a stranglehold on the early part of the season, then it helps us in the end. That's for sure.
For sure, all those wins are gonna eventually accumulate to where you guys want to be, right? So take care of business now, and that's where we want to be. So I wanted to ask you, Sags, we're gonna be taking the road trip, me and a few others, down to Dunnville, because that's kind of the plan this year. We've worked work schedules around being able to follow you guys. We used to do OHL road trips. That was kind of our thing as buddies, and we still do.
Nice.
Just get to every little barn in the province and try to appreciate it. So every year we scratch off a couple, and now we got Brantford to add to the list, stuff like that. But yeah, so we're going to be making the road trips for a majority of the games. There might be a couple we can't, but that's life, right? So, but yeah, we're making the road trip down to Dunnville, and I wanted to ask you. We've never been there before. As a Stony Creek Mountain area kind of guy, have you ever played in Dunnville, and what's your expectations for the game?
Yeah, so I played junior C in Glanbrook. So quite a few, for a few years we've played against Dunnville. They got a pretty nice rink there too, actually. So quite a few guys that I played junior C with are playing in Dunnville. They seem to be like they're going to be a hardworking team. It's tough to come into a league with establishment and kind of run away with it. So I think they're going to need to earn their wins with hard work. I think that's what it's going to be. They're not going to be an easy team to beat. So I think we got to come in with full throttle there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's an important thing. We talked about it on the podcast before. Like for the team's perspective, you want to come in. We knew Petrolia would be a tough matchup because they're already established. They've played WOA for years, and they weren't going to be a rollover. And then we said it that the Woodstock and Dunnville games, neither of those teams are going to be easy to shake off, but you want to be able to, as a team, go in, put your foot on the gas, put your foot on their throats, and try to establish that team mentality early because it's senior hockey. There's a new lineup every game, every year. There's new guys, and guys are moving on. So that's kind of a big thing from our perspective. You guys took care of business against Woodstock, and obviously we're hoping the same thing against Dunnville because ultimately at the end of the day we know we have the better roster, but like you said, they're going to be a hard forechecking team. They got a lot of junior C guys that are trying to adapt to this game. So, anything can happen in this league. We've seen Delhi somehow beating teams like Elora this year.
Yeah, well, Dunnville beat Tilbury in the first game, so there you go. Like they're not going to be a slouch by any means. So we can't take any new team easy. That's for sure.
Nope, 100%. Like at Tilbury last year, I know they have a lot of geography to choose from players, but they were the best team in the league last year until you guys showed them they weren't. And they were 19-4 or whatever in the regular season, and it was their first year in the league. So you just never know what to expect, right?
Exactly. And I mean, they were built pretty well last year, and I think think they started off a couple games with missing a few guys, but I would assume they're going to be up there in the top of the league again this year.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are making the trip down there the weekend after, the day before my birthday, so I'm expecting you to bring a birthday cake for me down to Tilbury. I'm putting you on the spot, guys.
There we go. A good game at least, eh?
That's the birthday present. That's kind of what I'm asking for.
Okay.
If it's anything like the semifinal last year, I mean, that was tough for you last year. I mean, we were there. We saw it. Like, these guys, I personally, I've never played in Tilbury, but I've talked to other guys who played in Tilbury that are kind of in our beer league circle, and the goaltenders that have played in Tilbury say the sightlines are absolutely awful as a goalie. And I know that no goalie's going to make excuses. We both say the same thing. We're in beer league. We're in the change room like, I should have stopped that one.
Yeah.
But it definitely did play a factor. I can tell, because even watching their goaltenders, when they were on that far end, they seemed to struggle more than when they were on what was the home side of the ice, right? And you guys ultimately pulled that off. And Razor, I don't know, he had an angel touching him the whole friggin' series or whatever, because it was incredible, some of those stops he made. But
it was impressive.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get him back. But because, like I said, you guys are the best tandem in the league when you guys are healthy. So, but yeah, we're expecting, hopefully, if you can give us the best performance, like I said, that'd be the best birthday present I could get. And I'll also challenge Mr. Jamie McQueen to a hat trick that night. I think that'll be my birthday present duo right there. That'll be when I close the eyes and blow on the candles. That'll be what I'm wishing for. So even though it'll be the day after, but whatever.
we can hope for the best, right?
That's all you can do with hockey, right? It's one day at a time.
Right.
So we're making
a pretty long drive. Yeah, making a pretty long drive. So we might as well make the most of it, right?
For sure. It's what are we from where you're at? That's like what, almost like 4 hours, 3, something like that.
It would probably be it's almost 3.
Yeah, almost 3. Yeah, because he's in Woodstock, I'm in Tilsonburg. We're about 2 and change. So that's a long drive, though.
Hour and a half, depending on how I drive.
Yeah, well, depending on how he drives, let's not. There might be some Woodstock PD watching this, so let's not get into too many details there, Leif.
I was kidding.
Yeah, no drawing attention.
Absolutely not. This is the Sags pod. Leif, come on, let's not talk about your terrible driving.
Bye.
Well, you go ahead and shoot your next one there, Leif.
All right. So after going so close to the championship the past 2 years, are you extra motivated this year to actually get it done this year?
Absolutely. Losing doesn't sit well with me personally, with a lot of the guys in the dressing room. Management doesn't sit well with them. So, we were right there, and I mean, full credit to Stratford. They played better. They were the better team in the finals. It's just the way it is. But I think this year, I think we're a little different motivation, little fire going, trying to get there. I think the guys really want it this year. So I think there's that push to get there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and with it being on home ice too, the last 2 losses, right? It's tough because you got that crowd of all of us being there, and kudos to the rest of the team's fans that were there as well. We all stuck it out right to the end, right? You guys were down 3-0 in the Tilbury series. We were there 5, and then it would have been game 4 or 6 or game whatever the heck. We were there for the last couple home games of that series. We stuck it out, and same thing with the next series. We were there to the end. But think about the ability to be able to hear that crowd counting down the last minute of a championship, right? Like that would be something.
It would be pretty nice. And I mean, at the end of the day, like the better team won, but a couple of bounces each way, and in game 3 and 4, I think we got a little different series.
Yeah.
We had a big collapse in that second period in game 3 where we gave out 3 goals in like 2 minutes. That didn't sit well too well with me. And then going into the third period with a 2-goal lead in game 4, we win those 2 games. Series is 2-2. You never know what happens, right? So, not to make an excuse, but we're motivated to kind of change the tone now.
100%. We could tell, like just from being around the guys after the first couple games and chatting with everybody, like you could see guys are motivated because you got so close, you got to taste it, and having to watch another team lift it on your ice, and like you said, after a couple bad bounces just don't go your way. Like game 1 was insane. It was nothing you or Razor could do that game. It was the backboards were wild, and as I said on our last show, talking to Finn, like hockey's usually you want to count on like a 50-50 kind of game, when in terms of 50% of the bounces are going to go your way, 50% are going to go the other team's way, and it doesn't always happen that way. So And that was one of those games where it was like 90 to 100% bounces were going their way, and it seemed like 0% were going our way. So it's tough, but you guys still played your asses off. So, and we appreciate
that was the unfortunate part. We knew that the first game was an absolute wash. So it sucks. But first game you're already at a wash. So it's a tough hole to pull yourself out of, right? You know, if we get the bounces and get all the lucky bounces and go up 1-0. Maybe things are different, but that's the way it goes, though.
It is. That's life, right? I mean, it's not always going to go your way, but you guys seem to be a motivated group of guys, and you guys seem to be resilient, and we appreciate that about you guys, right? As a team, it's something you want to see as a fan of a team, right? And you guys keep doing that for us, keep going out there, pushing yourselves, and even last year when you guys lost with dignity and pride, and that's a big thing as a fan of this team is we will support you guys either way. So. That kind of leads me into the next question I want to ask. So Razor is out until Christmas or after, and right now you're the number one, and Andre is going to be there for starts when he's needed, but for now you're going to be carrying a brunt of the load. And I wanted to ask you, what are you physically prepared, and what are you expecting as you're going to have to be? Probably 10 to 12 starts before Razor comes back.
Yeah, We're hoping Razor gets back as soon as possible. I think it's a timeline is tough to put on there. So who really knows? I know he's excited to get back, but who knows what's going to happen there. But we're just going to take it game by game. And Andre's way more than capable of a goalie, so it's not a matter of me or him. It's he can play. We showed when we played against us last year in there, and he gets the job done. So whatever the coach decides, I'm ready to go, and we're just going to take it game by game. I'm ready to go. But we got two more than capable goalies in the lineup already, and then once Razor comes, we got a pretty solid trio going. So I'm not too concerned.
For sure, that's a big thing, right? Goaltending and defense can help you win championships. I know you got to put the puck in the back of the net, but I think defensively, if Barletta's out and Martinelli and Forsland and Abraham, that's the best top four in the league in my opinion, and it's a very humble opinion. I'm sorry to everybody else in the league. I can piss you off, but I get to watch these guys every game, and I see the physical domination and the space that they take away from guys. And we saw it in Woodstock. They had a few lapses here or there defensively, but your guys held down the fort, and you made the 40 saves. And if everything's clicking, and obviously it's not always going to, it's a long season. We're talking into February and then playoffs after that. But obviously, if everything's clicking on the cylinders that we feel that you guys can click on, I think it's gonna be a good year.
That's just it. It's just limiting the chances, right? Our D so far have done a pretty good job of limiting second chances too. That's been a huge part. So if I'm seeing one shot every chance, that's fine with me. When you start getting to 2 and 3, then you're getting in a little bit of trouble, right? So that makes the game easier for me, and I'll play even more if I just got to keep it simple on myself.
100%. You're on that. And just one last question. It's a funny one. I just want it's a silly question, but we saw last game. The goaltender for Woodstock, Ben Edwards, whatever. I don't know the guy, but Redbury got absolutely decked into him, and then he decided to take exception. And we were joking as we turned, because right away, as soon as he got up, I actually missed the Abraham decking Edwards, because I looked over to you and I saw you halfway to the blue line. I started waving you down and you kind of gave me the head shake. So I was just wondering, as a goaltender, have you ever been close to fisticuffs? And do you think that if a guy challenged you in this league, do you think you'd be willing to take that one game and show your fans that you could throw them?
Well, I don't know if I can really throw them, but I've never been in this situation. But you know what? At the end of the day, it would be something to see, and I'm here for that. There was one opportunity in junior, and I think it was kind of more of a joking thing because our team's gotten a little bit of a brawl, and it was like, oh, we should fight at center ice. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. This guy was way taller than me, and I was like, there's no chance this is going to happen. Not a chance. But, if the time comes, I'm not against it, but I wouldn't look for it.
No, that's why we love you, Segs. You're a jokester. We know that if there's a game where the goaltender wants to fight, as long as Razor's back and in the lineup, I think he might get the start that night because I'd love to see that as well.
Oh, he's not afraid, that's for sure.
No, he was still. He said that to us at the last game in the parking lot. He said, I'll just say one thing. Edwards was lucky my foot doesn't work because I would have been right down the ice. I said, hey, we were waving Sags on, but he didn't want it. So, but no.
It's funny. It's funny though because I came up to Abe's in the locker room. I said, Abe's, if I get rammed tonight, we are no longer friends. This is all on you.
Well, luckily they didn't respond with that because we said that to each other in the intermission. The second intermission, we're like, what if they go after Sags for no reason? Like, you just never know, right? But you know what?
Honestly, if I was on their team, I would have.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, Abe's threw the shot, and nobody challenged him. So who else are they going to go after? It's going to be you. And then, unfortunately for them, Abe's is going to respond, and they're not going to like that very much. Yeah. So I think that's why they don't touch you, is because guys like Abe's, they don't put up with stuff like that. And I know guys like we were talking to Finn last week, and he was like, GOJ, like one of the top scrappers in that league, and that's a tough league to be in. So I know that you have plenty of protection on defense, and just fingers crossed it doesn't come to that, right?
Well, then you look up, you might see Forsland, who's 6'5".
Yeah.
One night you have Martinelli in the lineup. Like, I don't know if I want to challenge that.
No, I'm good. He played on a team with Corey Perry. You know he had to get in a few scraps in practice, so let's not challenge that guy. But I think you guys as a team. You guys seem to gel really well. We're really, really excited to see where this season takes us, and obviously we'll be making the road trip down to Dunnville, like I said. So I just wanted to thank you once again, Mr. Matt Sagrott. We're just running out of time here. We want to get you on your way. Go out to your skate. Just don't get run in whatever skate you're going to tonight because we need you on Friday, which is tomorrow. So this is important. But thanks again, Mr. Matt Sagrott, for joining us tonight. Thunder goaltender, leading the league with a .944 save percentage and a just over 2 goals against average. Character guy, awesome dude. Thanks again, Sags. We really appreciate you.
No, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure, and we love to see you at the game. So keep it up. We'll be there. And once again, you ready? I'm ready. Let's go Thunder. Except you're supposed to do it at the same time as me, but whatever. Have a good night, Sags. We appreciate you. Okay, guys. Take care.